coach and sporting director and birthday Greg Vanney. We'll go ahead and start off with Damien. Go ahead, Damien.
I'll take it. Hey, Greg.
Recording in progress.
Difficult week for the guys coming off the Chicharito news. I think you guys process all that coming into this game and weathering the first goal and finding a way to get the result out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the group is, in a way, just rolling up our sleeves, and we've got to deal with whatever we have to deal with now. And the games are coming and they're going, and we've got to take points, and so we don't have time to get too caught up in things that are happening. I mean, we processed the Javier situation the last few days, obviously, just when we got the final news, but also, guys, even the day of the game, but just processed all that information, and then once we got here, we just had to really focus on what we needed to do today. I was proud of the guys. I mean, in 2 road games and 2 very difficult places to play league-wise, we've taken 4 points out of those 2 very difficult road games. And today, quite honestly, we should have played like 60 minutes up a man. I mean, the fact that they had 11 guys on the field at the end of this game is comical, in my opinion. It's not hard, and we just can't get anything like that to go for us right now. And so we just got to grind and battle for everything that we get. And tonight, the guys did it, and they stuck in it after giving up a goal, and it was a hell of a touch by their player. I mean, it was obviously it was an incredible touch and finish, but the guys stuck with it. The subs that came on helped to impact the game, to change the game and get the goal, and we saw it out. But what a huge effort by the guys. I was super proud of them today, and most days.
The challenge that St. Louis presents, is it how similar is it to what Lucci ran at San Jose, or is it totally different? Maybe what the Red Bulls?
Yeah, it's more along the lines of a Red Bulls type of style. They're really, they'll set up really high defensively. They want to turn you over. They want to create transitions. They're very direct in their attack. They don't really open the game up wide a ton. They want to go right through the heart of you whenever they can. And if you lose balls, you've got to be really quick to transition and protect the middle of the field. Obviously, if you can do that, they'll go wide, and then they're looking for crosses and things like that, which is what they caught us on. But they're a tough team to play against. Just the basis of what they do is really on the pressing side of things and the defending side of things. And so we talked a lot about using time wisely over the course of the game when you've got little windows of time, being really aware, keep the ball moving quick. We broke them a number of times where I felt like some real possibilities came out of it. Sometimes we don't play the best pass or the right pass. Sometimes we just need a little more speed, and I think we can really punish them. But I thought we had some good moments through the game. But these games against these types of teams are always battles from the beginning to the end, and they're going to get into you physically, because if you're not going to call it or whatever, it turns tackles into transitions. Transitions turn into exactly what they want to use, and so. Not saying he did or didn't make calls, but they shouldn't have finished the game with 11 men. That's for sure. But at the end of the day, our guys battled. They played what the game gave them and battled it out.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Next, we'll go to Alex.
Hey, Greg. Thank you for the time and happy birthday. Just want to get your thoughts on Douglas Costa's first start with the team since April.
Yeah, I was proud of him and impressed that he went as long as he did. I in my head I was like, okay, we're going to get to 45 minutes and see. I'm going to check in with him. He said he was doing all right. 60 minutes, I looked at him again. I still felt like he could create something in the game. So as I was considering substitutions, I felt like if we were going to break out and get something, it was probably going to be through him. So I didn't want to rush too quick. He said he was okay. So yeah, I was pleased. I mean, he had some good, impactful moments inside of the game. Again, he has such quality to get us out of situations sometimes, especially against a team that likes to press and they're putting numbers around the ball. He obviously has some wiggle and just some creativity to get you out of situations from time to time. So for a first start and to get 89 plus 90, maybe 91 minutes out of him was a big pull from him. So, and he played a part, obviously, in the goal that equalizes the game, and it's late in the game. So, he's going to keep getting fitter and his legs underneath him more, and hopefully we can keep seeing, more of those moments through the course of games.
Yeah, Daniel Aguirre recorded his first goal of the season. He's been a guy you've called off the bench often this season. How important is he for, being one of the guys off the bench for you?
Yeah, he's been great. Like he's kind of that Mr. Reliable, and I've used him in different ways. Today I brought him on as a left winger, knowing that he'll find his way into the box. He'll get inside and help us to keep possession. He'll get us out of some build outs sometimes just through good, solid, clean play. And I can use him in so many different ways, and that's a benefit and a curse for him a little bit sometimes, because having him as a tool that I can use off the bench in different ways is almost a luxury at times. But the kid just keeps trucking, and honestly probably deserves more minutes. But again, he uses his minutes wisely, and because he's such a Swiss Army knife for us, I try to keep him at sometimes and use him in ways that the team needs. And he's been great. He's fantastic, and he's just keeps progressing, I think, as a player. And he has a calm, present demeanor that really serves him well in any environment. So I couldn't be happier for him to get a goal in this one and help his team.
How'd you think the team mentality was today? We saw the crowd was against you guys. I think Julian Alde was public enemy number one today. Having the strength to go out and get that goal in the 85th minute.
Yeah, the guys competed, and it's not an easy place to play. We flew in, after playing Wednesday, we flew in yesterday pretty late, trained here for about 40 minutes, and then turned around, and it was 10 a.m. kickoff time for us, in terms of our time. That's not an easy turnaround, and a tough place to play. And the guys, they battled. I think anyone who plays the game loves to be in it, whether it's an away environment that has this kind of crowd or it's a home environment has that kind of energy. It just requires and it asks of pure attention and your focus and concentration, and it spurs you along one way or the other, whether it's positive or negative. It just keeps you locked into the game. And so I thought the guys did that in very positively today, and they battled through, again, a tough place to play in tough circumstances, and did a great job.
Thank you, Greg.
Next we'll go to Sophie.
Many happy returns, Greg.
Sophie.
And thanks for your time. Alex just touched on it a little bit in terms of what I wanted to ask, but it was definitely about character. And I think your team has been questioned in terms of character. I know a few of us have come into press conferences where we've asked those types of questions when results haven't been going your way, but you've never given up on the character of your team. And I think today they showed a lot of that character that you've been talking about over the last few weeks.
Yeah, I do. I think when we were in Salt Lake, the guys battled hard. Even when we won the game there. Salt Lake's a difficult place to play. They battled. I think it's easy sometimes to judge character. When you see a little bit of frustration, you just kind of have to understand, and I do internally, where that comes from and what it is that the guys are going through, feeling. Those kinds of things. I don't question their character. I know they're here. I know they're competing. They get frustrated. They get disappointed. They know they have a lot of pressure on their shoulders. Sometimes do I wish it came out in a different way? For sure, but it doesn't change who they are and what they're trying to do, which is what people sometimes question. But I think the guys they're in it. And they're learning a lot about each other. They're learning about themselves, and some guys haven't gone through struggles quite like what we've dealt with right now, and so they're learning how to grow up in that and process that and deal with it and manage it and become better for it. And I think the results of today are us learning and growing as a team and battling, and things aren't going to be perfect always, and things aren't going to be easy. This league is a hard league that on any given day, the game could just require a grind-out performance sometimes. And so, I think everybody within this group, we have a lot of new guys within the group who are learning how to win together and learning how to get results together and learning how to play in difficult places together. And so, I know them inside and out, and I know, the character is not the thing. It's managing their emotions in the right way to utilize the frustrations, but use it in a way that comes out as work and is fight, it's battle, it's all those kinds of things. And so, you guys are learning in that process.
Thank you.
And our last question will go to Rob. Last question.
Hey, Greg, thank you for your time and happy birthday. The team showed their support for their captain before the match with a nice sign. First, do you have any update on Javier's status? Do we know any more beyond what the team announced earlier this week? And then, do you have any insight into what the team might be thinking going forward in terms of roster decisions? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, in regards to Javi, he'll spend, a couple weeks just kind of rehabbing to try to get the swelling out, do the strengthening stuff that they can. Then I think he's tentatively scheduled to have a surgery about 2 weeks from now. Then he'll be into the rehab, which is a long slog and grind, and he's a guy that'll do the work. So that's what his next sort of couple weeks and probably 5 to 6 months are going to look like. So we're here to support him and through that process. As far as the summer window, we're gonna look at every resource that we have, both inside the league. We can't do transfers, so we're going to be looking inside the league. We're going to be looking at players who are free when the window closes, and we'll try to use all the resources that we have at our disposal to keep adding to this group, the core group of players that we're trying to build. I would suspect that most things that we're trying to do are going to try to fit into the group in the long term. It's probably not going to be things that are just to get us through the next 6 months unless something unique shows up. But everything that we're trying to do is to build a core group of players who can be competitive year in and year out and compete for titles and championships and stuff like that. And we're in the stages of that. We're certainly not in the final stages of that. So we're going to try to keep focused on that process.
Thanks, Greg. Travel home safely.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for your time, Greg.
Thanks.
And